You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. Here we go.
Welcome back to the GrantCast. My name is Grant Baciocco. It is a pleasure to have you tuned in, ladies and gentlemen. I know. It's been several weeks, but here we are. Let's not dwell on the past. Let's look at the future. The future of the podcast and the future. The reason I wanted to do this, the reason I got a bug in my bonnet, a bee in my bonnet, a bug up my butt, whatever it is, to do this today was because I almost killed myself. Now, this is 100% true. I am not fabricating this story. We live in a townhouse. There are four, 1, 2, 3, like kind of 3.5 levels to this townhouse. And there's a lot of stairs. There's a big set of stairs that goes up to the second floor. Then there's a smaller set of stairs that kind of turn a corner to go up to the third floor. And then there's just one more set of stairs, just a couple steps that go up to the laundry room, because whoever made these buildings thought, the best place to put the washing machine? On the top floor. Because if it's up on the top floor, not only will people have to walk from the bedroom, which is on the bottom floor, all the way up all these flights of stairs to the top floor. If for any reason the washer decides to spring a leak, or the water going to the washer decides to spring a leak, it will all embrace gravity and fall down to the bottom floor. So anyway, we have a lot of stairs, and I was carrying a box of gaming stuff. It was a box of just different games, solo games that I like to play on my Solo Promoter YouTube channel. And I was coming down the stairs and I was wearing socks. And usually in the house, I do not wear socks. I usually just go barefoot around the house. But for whatever reason, I had socks on. And I hit a step and my foot kind of slipped in the sock, inside the sock. And I started to fall. And I can't even explain how I fell, other than to say my right leg wound up behind me and I crunched down with the full weight of my pear-shaped body on that foot. And the, the top of your foot, that was on like the edge of a stair. Now, these are carpeted stairs, so it wasn't like it was digging into wood or anything, but anyway, crunch like that. And then I slid down maybe 2 steps with my leg behind me. So I was actually sitting on my leg full force, and I'm carrying this big giant box of gaming stuff. And it was pretty heavy. And in fact, I'm very sure that part of the reason that I fell was because that box was so heavy. It hurt like hell. My ankle and foot were instantly in pain. I have broken bones before. I broke my ankle once, and I broke my shoulder once. And it didn't feel like that, but it hurt. It hurt very badly. Now, if you can picture this, Harvey, my cute little dog, was in his bed, and he saw this whole thing happen. He didn't even lift his head up. He just looked at me like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing falling down the stairs? That's not how you use the stairs. Anyway, I put that box down, and I immediately got myself up, stood up, started kind of just walking around to make sure that I could put weight on my foot and everything, and I was very lucky. I will say that much. I was very, very lucky. My foot now has a big bruise on it, but it feels fine. And actually, this was 2 days ago. And this morning when I woke up, I can't feel my leg. No, I have no pain or feeling, or no pain. I have feeling. I have no pain in that leg. And it was actually my other foot that had like a muscle spasm, I think because I was walking weird because of this fall. So anyway, I have a very funny picture of my leg up on the couch with an ice pack on it and Harvey just sitting there staring at me like, you idiot. Anyway, as soon as I kind of took stock and I said, okay, well, I'm not dead. And it appears that I don't have any broken bones. my next rational thought after all of that was, what is in this box? What is in this box that almost killed me? And now I didn't go through the box because I had just packed the box, but I started making a mental inventory of the things in the box. And I was like, when are you going to look at this stuff? When are you going to use this stuff? Now, I play a lot of games, and there's a lot of games that I play regularly that I find, but I also have a lot of games that I have bought, that I have pledged to Kickstarter, that I have done other things with, and I don't play them. And I just kind of hoard them, collect them, whatever. But I was like, what is in this box? What do I play in this box? And that box was like mostly just extra stuff. And it really clicked in my head that I was like, I don't want this stuff. And it's not just because I almost, broke my leg and would be laid up for 6 to 8 weeks because of this. But I was just like, what is in this box that I want? Nothing. Nothing is in this box. So that has really put me on this path of looking around and going, what do I use daily? What just sits here and does not get used at all? Now, the reason I was bringing a box downstairs is that we are moving. We are moving to a house. We are renting a house just temporarily so that we can sell this house, because we're kind of in this position where we can't make an offer on a new house until we sell this house. Gone are the days, at least for us. Well, we were never in those days, but it's not like one of those things where it's like you own a house and then you buy a new house and then you sell your other house. It's not like that. It's we have to sell this house, we have to get into a rental, and then we have to find a house to buy. So that's what we were looking at doing, but we're moving. So I was just bringing all this stuff down all these flights of stairs that I've already told you about. And it really made me start looking around and as I said, seeing like, what do I need? Like, do I really need this, game for whatever? I've never played it. It was neat to look through the box and the instructions, but I will probably never get to it because there's other games that I enjoy playing more frequently. I do not need to be one of those people that hoards a bunch of games just to have a bunch of games. And then another thing happened relatively recently, kind of unrelated. And that is, as you may or may not know, I'm a huge Country Bear Jamboree fan. I love the Country Bears. I collect a lot of Country Bear stuff. I have a Country Bear Collector Show podcast. And there are these 4 plush that were available in 1992 at Tokyo Disneyland. And when I started collecting, I knew about the existence of 2 of them. And I tracked down 2 of them. But then in the process, I found out that there were 2 others. So there's 4 different bears in total in this little set. And I have 3 of those bears in fantastic shape with the tags and everything like this. And then I have this one other bear that is, as I like to say, well-loved. This Trixie bear is well-worn, but this is the only one I've ever seen. This is the only one I've ever seen online, ever seen come up for sale or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to buy this. And I bought it, and it came, and it's great. And I've had it for a year or so, whatever, however long I've had it. But I always said to myself, I'm going to be on the lookout for a better one. One that's in better condition, and if it has the tag, even better. But I'm just going to look for one that's in better condition. So just always searching, always looking, I came across somebody online who was selling one, and it looked just like in fantastic shape. Like, this was just a really, really great Trixie, and so I contacted the person. We made a deal, sent it out here. It was actually in the Philippines, so sent it out here, and I got it, and I opened the box, and it is not the Trixie. It is a big version of the Trixie, which I had no idea existed. And then I messaged a friend of mine in Japan, and I sent her a picture, and I said, did you know these exist? And she says, yes. She goes, I just got one myself, and there's also a Big Al one. So I was like, oh my God, there's 2 other things. And right about that same time, because we are moving, I started going through my Country Bear stuff, and all the duplicate things I started listing on eBay. And because I have this podcast, and because I have this small, dedicated fan base of people who love the Country Bears who follow me, I was able to post and say, I'm listing some of my duplicate stuff on eBay. It's all going to be 99-cent opening bids. It's all going to be no reserve. So whatever it sells for, it sells for. The shipping is all set because I'm just going to use priority mailboxes. And selling that stuff, I made about $2,000. And I think I sold, I don't know how many items I sold, maybe like 15 items. And I made $2,000 because it was more rare stuff. And a lot of it was Tokyo Disneyland stuff. And this got into my head. Now, here's the other thing. I do this podcast, the Country Bear Collector Show, and it's fine. It's great. It does not do huge numbers. Usually the videos, unless it's like some really, really unique item, the videos very rarely break 100 views on YouTube. And even more often, they barely break 50. So usually it's like 25, 30 views. So it's not, these videos are not setting the world on fire. So in this whole thing with falling down and the moving and all this stuff, I think I'm not going to collect the Country Bears anymore. And I think I'm going to now I'm going to keep some of the stuff because some of the stuff I really love. Like I have this can of Big Al's Hot and Spicy Nuts, which are actual peanuts that they sold in the parks. And this can is full. It's sealed. And so I don't think and the label on it is really great. So I don't think I would ever give that up. But there's so much other stuff where I'm just like, why do I have this? Why do I have this? And so what I think I'm doing is I'm going to keep one shelf of stuff. And I'm just going to be like, these are the things that I'm keeping. I'm going to sell the rest of these on the internet and use that money to help buy a house, because when it all comes down to it, what is in this box and what do I need? I have not watched the show on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix called Swedish Death Cleaning, but I like the idea. And I have no plans on dying anytime soon, but the plan is, like the idea of the show is that you go through your stuff and you get rid of things so that if you do die, the people who love you and who are here after you don't have a lot of shit they need to go through. Excuse my language. I rarely swear on here, but there you go. And I'm just like, this Country Bear stuff, what? So that's that. And the other thing is, I don't think my fall would have hurt me as much if I was not as heavy as I was. So I am really doubling down on losing some weight. And I would love to by, let's see, it's May 7th right here. May, June, July. I would love to in July, be right now. I'll say this publicly. I'm about 230. I would love to be down close to 200. It's going to be impossible. It's going to take a lot of work, and we're right in the middle of moving, so it's a lot of stress. But I'll keep you posted because I will hopefully do more of these shows. Yeah, I think I've covered everything I need to tell you. I'm still alive. I can still walk, luckily. Oh, my God. And I'm not 100% giving up on the Country Bear Collector Show. Stephen and I have an idea that we might try to try and get more views. But I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, you can enjoy the Country Bear Jamboree without having all this stuff. And you can enjoy some things that you have, but you don't need all the things. And you can keep the real, like I have a framed photograph that actually hung in the queue area of the Country Bear Jamboree. I would not give that up. I'm going to hang on to that. But the rest of the stuff, yeah, keep an eye on my eBay. Throwing toasters on eBay because I may just start listing it. Listening it. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to get out of here before I can't talk anymore. Thank you for listening. I will hopefully be back from the new studio. Oh, and the new studio is directly under the flight path of the Burbank International Airport. So these podcasts might start getting a little bit more loosey-goosey with the atmospheric sound you hear because there's going to be a lot of planes flying over. But we'll do what we can. Thank you, friends. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you next time on the GrantCast. What is the name of the show? Thank you, friends. Thank you for listening. Stephen, you can leave this in. Thank you, friends. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you next time right here on the GrantCast. This episode of the GrantCast was edited by Stephen Staver, who probably did the artwork as well. This episode was made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a pledge for as little as $1 a month. Big shout out to all of our patrons, and a special shout out to our patron producers: Eve Cunning, Kathy Crawford, Andrew Calcagno, Tony Urbano, Brandy, David Akers, Paul, Scott Armstrong, and Vicky Sebring. Patrons at the behind-the-scenes level and above get access to a video of the recording of these episodes. If you would like to become a patron and receive episodes of the GrantCast before they are released, visit patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly pledge today. And thank you for your support. This episode of the GrantCast is copyright 2023 Saturday Morning Media Grant Baciocco, executive producer, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.